You're listening to Full Circle Weekly News of the open source community presented by Full Circle Magazine. These articles are compiled by Eric Dioneretti, and I'm your host, Moss Bliss. This is episode 419 covering week 25, June 16th to 22nd, 2025. Kali Linux 2025.2 is presented based on Debian and designed to test systems for vulnerabilities, conduct security audits, analyze residual information, and identify the consequences of attacks. All original developments created for the distribution are distributed under the GPL license and are available through a public Git repository. ISO images are prepared for download. Builds are available for x86 64 and ARM64 architectures. XFCE, KDE, and GNOME desktops are available. The package includes a collection of exploits and about 400 specialized security testing utilities such as AirCrack, Maltego, Saint, Kismet, Bluebugger, BTCrack, BTScanner, Nmap, P0F. In addition, the distribution includes password cracking tools and WPA key cracking tools, which can use NVIDIA and AMD GPUs for acceleration. Securonus Linux 3.0 has been released, focusing on maintaining privacy and enhancing security. The distribution is based on Debian testing, is pre-configured to send all traffic only through the Tor network, and includes a selection of changes to settings and components to improve security. Mate is offered as a desktop. Live mode or full installation are available. The developers of the open-source PCB design system KiCad have summarized the problems that prevent the full use of Wayland. Users who professionally design PCBs in KiCad or want to get a stable and fully functional environment are recommended to run KiCad in X11-based desktop environments such as XFCE, Mate, or the X11 session of KDE Plasma. Given that Linux is used by only a small portion of KiCad users, it was decided to avoid adding workarounds to the project's codebase to work around Window Manager-specific issues, but to continue building KiCad for Wayland and testing builds for compatibility. Any issues and limitations that are identified will be documented and communicated to users. The developers of Arch Linux have announced the default build of Wine and Wine Staging in WoW64 mode, which enables the execution of 32-bit Windows applications on 64-bit Unix systems. The delivery of 64-bit Wine builds has made it possible to stop using the multi-lib repository with 32-bit library versions for the Wine and Wine Staging packages. The reason for the change is cited as synchronization with changes in the main Wine project related to simplifying packaging and shortening the dependency chain. Among the problems that may arise after migrating to WoW64 are a decrease in OpenGL performance for 32-bit Windows programs and the need to recreate existing 32-bit Wine prefixes. Qt Creator 17, an integrated development environment for creating cross-platform applications using the Qt library, has been published. Both the development of classic programs in C++ and the use of QML language are supported, in which JavaScript is used to define scenarios, and the structure and parameters of interface elements are specified by CSS-like blocks. The new version is available as an update in the Qt Online installer. Offline installers under a commercial license can be found on the Qt account portal, and open source packages can be found on the corresponding downloads page. OnlyOffice Document Server 9.0 is now available, implementing a server for OnlyOffice online editors and collaborative work. Editors can be used with text documents, tables, and presentations. For collaborative work on your own hardware, you can also use the Nextcloud Hub platform, which provides full integration with OnlyOffice. Ready-made builds are created for Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. The project code is written in JavaScript using web technologies and is distributed under the free AGPL v3 license. Supported formats include doc, docx, ODT, RTF, TXT, PDF, HTML, EPUB, XPS, DJVU, XLS, XLSX, ODS, CSV, PPT, PPTX, and ODP. You can expand the functionality of editors through plugins. For example, plugins are available for creating templates and adding videos from YouTube. Also, the capabilities of the built-in AI assistant have been expanded. The Open3D Foundation has released the Open3D Engine 25.05, an open-source 3D game engine suitable for developing modern AAA games and high-fidelity simulators capable of running in real time and providing cinematic-level quality. The code is written in C++ and published under the Apache 2.0 license. There is support for Linux, Windows, Mac OS, iOS, and Android. The engine includes an integrated game development environment, a multi-threaded photorealistic rendering system, Atom Renderer, with support for Vulkan, Metal, and DirectX 12, an extensible 3D model editor, a character animation system, a prefab development system, a real-time physics simulation engine, and mathematical libraries using SIMD instructions. A visual programming environment, as well as the Lua and Python languages, can be used to define game logic. More than 30 modules are offered, supplied as separate libraries suitable for replacement, integration into third-party projects, and use separately. Developers can replace the graphics renderer, sound system, language support, network stack, physics engine, and any other components. The formation of new builds of the Modicea distribution have been announced. The distribution is based on Debian and offers a selection of applications for musicians, designers, and video creators. The user environment is built using the Cinnamon desktop environment. The project maintains an application catalog of about 1,000 packages. The ISO image, capable of running in live mode, is available for x86-64 systems. Nick Vellenhofer, the maintainer for the libxml2 library, announced that he would now treat vulnerabilities as regular bugs. Vulnerability reports would not be prioritized, but would be fixed as time allowed. Information about the nature of the vulnerability would be made publicly available immediately, without waiting for a patch to be created and for the fix to be distributed across distributions and operating systems. Nick also resigned from his role as the maintainer of libxslt and expressed doubt that anyone would be willing to take on its support. According to Nick, libxml2 is not of a quality level sustainable for use in browsers and operating systems. However, large companies such as Apple, Google, and Microsoft have started using it in their operating systems and products. Such actions are called irresponsible, and the work being done is an attempt to get rid of symptoms, not to eliminate the cause of the problems. According to Nick, it would be better for the project if the mentioned companies stopped using libxml2. The first release of the X Libre project is presented, which develops the X.org server fork. The release is positioned as having beta quality and is intended for testing and identifying possible flaws. X Libre 25.0 includes ABI changes. For example, for correct operation, rebuilding of X11 drivers is required. The project is open to cooperation with distributions and is ready to integrate patches accumulated in the process of maintaining packages with the X.org server. Nate Graham has summarized the plans for KDE Plasma support running in X server environments. The end of the X11 session support is seen as inevitable, but the timing is not set and is unlikely to happen in the next 2 years. In March, when the KWin composite server was split into KWin X11 and KWin Wayland, it was expected that KWin X11 would be deprecated in the KDE 7 branch. The timing of the end of X11 session support depends on how quickly the developers can resolve the issues specific to the Wayland-based session, such as limitations in saving and restoring the position of Wayland applications windows, shortcomings in graphics tablet supports, and the inability to use the global menu in non-Qt applications. It is expected that by the time the X11 support is ended, the Wayland session will contain all previously available features, and even the most demanding X11 users should not notice a loss of functionality. Mark Russinovich, the CTO of Microsoft Azure, hosted a joint dinner with Bill Gates, Dave Cutler, and Linus Torvalds. This was Linus's first meeting with the founder of Microsoft and the creator of Windows NT, RSX11M, VAX ELN, and VMS operating systems. No important decisions regarding the kernel were made at the dinner. You've been listening to Full Circle Weekly News. For more details, see the next issue of the magazine at fullcirclemagazine.org or check the links in the show notes. You can contact me at bardmoss@pm.me. I'll see you next week.